When you're a child and you're dyslexic, it can be damaging. People look at you differently, they treat you like an idiot. You don't have the kind of support that other kids get. It's very I'm sorry, I can't be serious anymore. That should be fun. I'm not really sure what the initial reason I became an artist was. There were so many factors. I was just merely intrigued in the beginning. I did a lot of murals when I was a child. I painted in my bedroom, I destroyed walls. I wasn't overly talented, but I was always fascinated. When I was young, I was close to 9 years old, I decided that art was going to be my future, that everything I would do from that point on would be driven towards art. At the age of 9, I declared that I would be a famous artist before I died. When I declared this to my parents, my dad went out of his way to introduce me to a lot of carpenters, electricians, plumbers, tilers, people that had all gone into the art industry, that all had these really high hopes and high ambitions, and they all failed. They all gave up. I think the worst thing about that entire situation was that with each and every person he introduced me to, and I had to sit and listen to sob stories and blah blah blah, you know, how hard the industry is. I mean, this is all natural. Of course it's hard. If it wasn't hard, too many people would do it. But with each and every one of them, my answer was always exactly the same. I just said to them, well, like, you know, just because you couldn't do it doesn't mean I can't. If you want to be a professional artist, then the lifestyle is a very lonely one. You have to put in the hours. It's the same. I think it equates to the same as any other profession. You have to put in the hours. You have to make sure that you are where you need to be continuously. You need to be making solid friends and solid relationships with everybody. But at the same time, you need to just focus all the time on working. I mean, for me, it replaced social events to a large extent, because of the fact that I didn't have time to just go to the pub. I didn't have time to go to the park and socialize and you know, to go to the movies. I didn't equate those things as important. So for me, it wasn't lonely for me, because I was still preoccupied. I still had my art, and I still had my creations, and I still had my goals, and these things become friends. The art lifestyle is actually quite it's a weird balance between pleasure and pain. There's so many obstacles that when you achieve something, it becomes so glorious that you instantly forget about all the hard times. Or for me anyway. That could also be a part of my selective memory, I suppose. In the 23 years I've been doing art, and I've been trying to make it as an artist, I've had to deal with competitors. I've had to deal with people who are good at sales but crap at art. I've had to deal with all kinds of different obstacles. Creating my medium, understanding what kind of art I want to do, and just generally maintaining a high level of service with all my clients so that they don't feel the urge to outsource or go to anywhere else. I'd have to say that my favorite medium at this point is airbrushing. I enjoy the freedom, and I enjoy the speed. I can get things done faster, so I can achieve my vision faster, and that's to me that's priceless. A lot of the paintings, I don't even sell a lot of my paintings. I just create them to get them done. Then I can critique them, and either I'll repaint them even better in another way, or I'll simply just have it, and it'll be out of my brain, making space for something new. Drawing inspiration is quite a wide spectrum for me. I don't really have one field. A lot of the times I'm attracted to monochromatic works. I'm attracted by color. I'm attracted by situations. I'm attracted to other people's work. I'm inspired by so many different things that narrowing it down to one single field would be almost impossible for me.
Oi, what you doing?
Being a child that is dyslexic is a very, very serious thing. I wasn't identified as dyslexic right away. It was several years of going to tutoring, doing extra school, extra lessons. I was sent for brain testing. I was sent for all sorts of things. I mean, I was told by numerous teachers that I was actually stupid because it wasn't accepted. It still wasn't accepted when I was diagnosed. But I was being told about that continuously because nobody could really understand what dyslexia was. It was, even though it had been around for many years, it wasn't something that was still accepted. Schooling was very hard. I wasn't able to remember, I wasn't able to read, I wasn't able to write. The end result was always the same. I could not remember what I'd learned. Personally, I think it was largely due to the fact that my brain did not distinguish these things as important. And I think that is largely the malfunction of dyslexia. I was sent to Hope School, and Hope School is for the mentally and physically disabled. Well, that's how they class it. I thrived in Hope School. I doubled my ability to learn because people in that school understood how to handle people like me and people with severe difficulties. But I still was not excelling like a normal child. By the time I was 17, I had failed 4 times. I was in standard 7 at the age of 17, and there's nothing worse than towering over your classmates, being 4 years their senior. It was at that time that I just failed standard 7 again. And I approached my guidance counselor and I said, I explained, this is not working. It's embarrassing. I'm in real world situations, I am a genius, but in school, I am not. The guidance counselor actually listened, and that was Mrs. Swat, and she was an insanely sweet woman. And she changed my life completely. She went through to the board, she got my grade changed to a pass so that I could actually go into art college and continue my studies through a medium that I identified with. Going into college was crazy. I was getting distinctions for everything. I was the top of the class from day one, literally. People would sneak their stuff to me so that I could complete it, and it was like a complete 180 because I'd never been able to focus on anything before, and all of a sudden I was placed exactly where I wanted to be, and now I was allowed to excel. At this point, I've been an artist for close on 23 years, I'd say, give or take a couple of weeks. I think all of my professional ambitions pale to just one. I want to be completely famous before I die.